What is up, Denverites, potential future Denverites, or just beautiful people all over the world watching this video wherever you are? Welcome to Things to Know, Places to Go, Highlands Edition. Now, if you are new to Things to Know, Places to Go video series, this is where I take a community in Denver and give you all the things I think you should know, and then I give you places to go in the form of my favorite local coffee shop, food spot, and a fun local thing to do. So if you're visiting the area or just moved to the area or just want to explore Denver more, you have everything you need to know and all the places that you can go to live life as a local in the area. If you're new to the channel, my name is Torrey Drake. I'm a local Denver realtor, which means I love Denver. I love Colorado. I love Colorados and Denverites, and I would love to help you with any real estate needs. If you haven't, you can always reach out to me using my contact information below to reach me directly. Now, throughout this whole video, I'm gonna be throwing up a ton of home footage, which I don't always do, like footage of the streets and things like that. I don't always do that, or at least this many homes. And the reason I'm doing that for the Highlands is because the Highlands is a super cool community where you have buildings like these that were built in like 1800s or early 1900s, or brick and old architecture, really beautiful in their own way. And then you also have these new and modern homes here, because as we'll see if I throw Highlands up on a map, it's a very small part, or it's a small-ish community northwest of Denver. So it's surrounded by a bunch of development. So we don't have more land. If you want to build a home here, you can't just buy it. It's very, very, very rare to have a plot of land here. So you have to buy an older building or older homes like these ones behind me here. Super cool. Tear it down to build some of the homes that you can see behind me here. So it's really fun to go on a walk in the Highlands, and just honestly, you can just like window shopping with homes and to see the really cool architecture. So I'm gonna be putting up a lot of footage of me driving through the community, and then also you'll see the homes behind me here. I can never help myself. I like to point out cool homes when I see them. So before we get to things to know, oh, look at this one. Super cool. That is so cool. All right. Anyway, moving on. Before we get to things to know, let's talk about location. Where is Highlands? I basically already touched on it, but it's northwest of Denver. You're just a touch northwest of downtown Denver. You are a 5-minute walk from LoHi. What is LoHi? You might be asking. If you're not a local, that means lower downtown. Speaking of abbreviations, people a lot of the times refer to Highlands as LoHi for Lower Highlands. So if you hear LoHi, Highlands, I may use them interchangeably. That's the tip. LoHi means Lower Highlands, which is the area we're gonna be covering today. Thing to know number one is that, look at those homes, is that Highlands is a very trendy community. So there's lots of local coffee shops, breweries, restaurants, bars, ice cream stores, salons, and all of those businesses and buildings are built out of really cool buildings, and really they do really fun designs. Every business puts a lot of attention into their aesthetic in this community, which you will definitely see from the footage I'm gonna throw up of local businesses. This is a very youthful community. I don't mean that age-wise, because the fun thing about Highlands is it's very social, energetic, youthful, but you get all different age groups. You're gonna have, it's very family-friendly. You're gonna have millennials out having fun right next to, families of 4 or 5 kids next to an elderly couple going out. But overall, when I say youthful, I don't mean age. I just mean energy level-wise, that people here have energy. They like to get out and use it and socialize and enjoy the beautiful area that is the Highlands. Thing to know number two is the Highlands is basically the best area in Denver for that suburban urban combination. If you like the idea of downtown, having accessibility of it, but don't want to quite be in the craziness of it, the Highlands is great. Why? Because I'm a 5-minute walk from lower downtown, and I'm surrounded in this cute little small quiet community, these beautiful homes, families, and if I'm quiet, you don't hear really anything, which if you're in lower downtown, which is 5 minutes away, it's always gonna be loud, a little bit more hectic. Thing to know number 3 is that somehow, miraculously, parking is usually, you have a good amount of parking around here, because there's a lot of, the businesses are spread out throughout small communities like these. You're gonna have street parking, not always easy by any means, not always easy, but it's not that bad parking wise, especially because a lot of the hot spots are spread out throughout Highlands. It's still a very walkable area. Walking is one of the most fun things to do in the Highlands, but you have pockets of cool, things of businesses spread throughout Highlands, as opposed to all being condensed in one area. So all the traffic comes to one area. It's more spread out throughout Highlands. Thing to know number 4 is that Highlands is a very walkable area. And for a walking score, I would give it an 8 out of 10. The reason I say 8 out of 10, not 10 out of 10, is that all throughout Highlands, there's really cool local coffee shops, like I already covered all that, but there's pockets of them spread out, which is what I like about, and this is not a negative, this is what I like about Highlands, is that, you know, on the southeast side of it, you're gonna have Avanti and Happy Camper to talk about later. In Central Highlands, you're gonna have like method roasting. A little west of that, you're gonna have some more restaurants. So it's not all the hotspots are in one area. If you watch my Platt Park video, Platt Park, which is south of Denver, all of the local, carrying on, all of the local, everything to do in Platt Park is on one street. So that's a 10 out of 10 walkability in my mind, where literally you go to that area, you park, and everything you want is on one street. Highlands is a little bit more spread out, but once again, Highlands is so darn small that's all still really walkable. I hope that makes sense. Thing to know number 5 is that as nice as Highlands is, it's not pretentious, it's not hipstery. You're gonna feel welcome here whether you're 80, 60, 18, whatever age you are going to feel welcome here and inclusive here. People are going to smile at you, say hello, be kind, be courteous. You're going to get that all over Denver. But definitely one of the things I've learned, you know, being a realtor, having people move here, is they hear about some nicer areas like Cherry Creek and like the Highlands, and they're going to think, oh, you know, is it going to be snobby or uppity? And like, one, you're not going to get that anywhere in Denver, but especially in Highlands, people are just so fun, cool, laid back here. Whatever your lifestyle is, all of Denver is going to accept you, and that especially goes for upscale communities, nicer communities, just everywhere in Denver is awesome. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention, but I remembered when I got in the car, if you were taking notes on this video or are taking notes trying to find your perfect Denver community, I did that work for you. I made a completely free ebook that has all the things to know, all the places to go, and all the real estate fast facts for the communities that make up Denver. You can download it completely for free and access it immediately. There's a link in the YouTube description, and check it out. Thing to know number 6 is that pretty much all, what I love this about the Highlands, that pretty much all the businesses here are local versions of those businesses. So you're not gonna get like a Chili's, like a Chili's or an Applebee's. Those are fun, those are cool, those are their own experience. But in Highlands, basically everything is a local version. That's not true all across the board by any means, but you're definitely not getting any of those big box chains that you're like, oh God, another, let's go to Chili's again. Sorry, Chili's, I'm picking on you. That's one of the cool things about Highlands is it feels like, literally, if you drive through here, you're gonna start making a list of like, oh my gosh, I want to go there, I want to go there, and you will give up after 2 minutes of driving because it all looks amazing. It all looks cool. All the businesses look local, fun, and it's just, you will give up on that list. Literally just come to Highlands, walk around, and hit up as many places as you can. Thing to know number 7 is the school districts are highly rated. Now, as a realtor, it's funny, there's actually laws prohibiting me to talk about the schools too much. So if you want more information exactly from the schools, go to greatschools.org and look around the Highlands area, and you'll get more information. I don't want to get myself in trouble on these videos. But anyway, school districts are great. Whether you have kids or not, that's a big, big plus, because if you have kids, you want your kids to go to a good school, I'm sure. But even if you don't have kids, good school districts means higher resale value for your home. Look at these ones. Look at that. And then look at that. Fun, fun, fun. Yeah, school districts, better school districts are great for resale value. So whether you have kids or not, that is a big plus. Thing to know number 8, I think it's number 8, and I touched on this a couple times already, but it's very family friendly here. I just want to reiterate that because I know I'm talking a lot about how youthful and energetic and social it is. It is still very, very family friendly. So whether you are a family with kids and you're like, oh God, would we be a fish out of water here? Is it all like 20-year-olds? No, not at all. Trust me. Come to Platt Park. Not Platt Park, Highlands, and you will see you'll see families walking around, millennials walking around, older couples walking around. It's a great time. Thing to know number 9 is that there's still plenty of parks, despite Highlands being a smaller community, a more tightly packed community, and being very close to the city. You still have, I think it's 7 parks in Highlands alone. Now, the thing to know about those parks is they're not going to be sprawling and huge. It's not like the Bellamar Park in Lakewood, which is 132 acres, and if you're in the middle of it, you'd completely forget you weren't in a national forest. The parks in the Highlands are still really cool, really fun, but they are smaller and quaint. They're still going to be surrounded by homes, businesses, things like that. But you still get all your outdoor space, you get all the parks have playgrounds and, you know, baseball fields, things like that. So you still have your outdoors, even though you are closer to the city. Last thing to know, let's talk about freeway. The I-25, right, since you're near downtown, runs right next to Highlands, so you have a really easy time hopping on I-25 and going north and south. And then just above you is the 70, so if you want to cruise over to the mountains, that is going to be no problem. You can take that 25 to the 70 to get to the mountains. So It's really fun being here because you're like right next to the city, but not in the city. You have these really cool homes, still feel suburban, but also urban because you have downtown and the cool shops and stuff in Highlands. But you can also hop on the freeway and be in the mountains in like 20 to 45 minutes, depending on where you're going. I found a seat and I'm taking it because I've had quite a bit of showings today already and my feet are tired. Anyway, that covers things to know. There's a whole bunch of things to know about the Highlands community. Let's go to places to go. Now, places to go, I've intentionally, for all the community tours, given one coffee shop, one restaurant, one local thing to do to help make it really easy for you. I don't want to turn into like a Yelp thing where it's like 30 coffee shops that give you, you're like, oh my God, which one do I choose? But I'm still gonna do that. I'm gonna give you the coffee shop to go to, the food spot, and a local thing to do for Highlands. But I'm also gonna mention a couple other spots, like honorable mentions, you can call it, because, once again, Highlands, ass walk. I feel like walk. Because Highlands has so many cool things to go. There are so many cool places to go. So coffee shops. So we'll start off with coffee. Where do you go in Highlands for a bomb cup of coffee? I'm gonna give you the Wooden Spoon Bakery and Cafe to hit up. Now, I'm giving you this because it's like a coffee shop and bakery that looks like it's straight out of a Pinterest board. The pictures do all the explaining for you, and it is just a really cool place to get a cup of coffee. Next up, and that's gonna be surrounded by some cool pizza spots, you know, some really beautiful brick buildings, and on that little corner, you can have quite a few spots to hit up. There's like a really beautiful CBD store there across the street. I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, Wooden Spoon. You're gonna feel like you're walking into a Pinterest board, and the coffee there is awesome, but heads up, they are closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, which is why I don't have any indoor footage, because they were closed. Another coffee shop worth hitting up is Method Roasting. And the reason I like this one is it's they got this like cool garage door that they open up when it's warm, which is all the time in Denver, is sunny at least. So you can get some really cool indoor, outdoor dining. The coffee, I went there last week, was, oh my God, it was really, really good. It's super bomb coffee, and then just the aesthetic of it's really, really cool. Just the indoor ropes and the rustic vibe on the inside, and that garage door opening up makes this place really fun. It's also right next to Bar Taco, which is a chain by all means, but that's still, whoops, sorry. Which is a chain by all means. But still a really cool spot. It's like an indoor outdoor vibe. They got the same huge open windows, which is really fun too. Next to and across the street is Williams and Graham's, which is a library / speakeasy that is unbelievably cool. If there's anywhere, look at that one. It looks way cooler in person, trust me. That is super fun. Yeah, Williams and Graham, this library / speakeasy. If there's anywhere to get a drink, it is there. You have to go through like a bookshelf. When you go in there, it literally looks like a library. Like you're in a library. Then you have to go through a bookshelf, and bam, you're in a speakeasy. Really fun spot. That covers coffee. Let's talk about food. Now this place, I'm gonna talk about, hold up, let's look at that. Well, bam, that's fun. Okay, Avanti. Now Avanti, everyone in Denver knows Avanti. But Avanti holds a very special place in my heart, and I'll tell you why. It was when I was sitting at Avanti that I realized I wanted to move to Denver. Not only did I want to, but I was going to. And the reason being, it's hard to encapsulate, but if you go there, you'll get it, is that it has some of the most beautiful views of downtown Denver. It is so popular there, but when I was there, and pretty much all the time there, it's super busy, but it was people my age, people younger than me, people much, much older than me. Literally right next to Avanti, there's like a little basketball court, and kids were playing there, teenagers were playing there, people my age and older were playing sports there. There's like a park, you can see the most beautiful views of downtown Denver. Avanti has this like rooftop dining patio, and they have these like bleacher seats that face the outdoors. The food is amazing. They call it a collective eatery, because you go, it's like a warehouse, and there's like 6 or 7 or 8 different food spots to pick from, like 2 or 3 different bars, or 3 different bars that you can go to, whether you're on the first or second floor, outside or inside. And it just felt like this is the Denver lifestyle, like everybody being one community, all different age groups, the energy. My girlfriend and I at the time, we discovered it by accident. We were just riding scooters through Highlands. We didn't know where we were. We just picked somewhere cool, hopped on scooters, and stumbled across Avanti, which is something that you will do in Highlands, is hop on a scooter, ride around, and you'll find somewhere amazing that you'll remember for the rest of your life. It's that type of community. And yeah, Avanti just really, this is my experience, of course. I definitely can't say that you will feel the same way at Avanti. I'm not saying that. Everyone else should go there just because it's super, super cool. But for me, I'm just sharing my story at Avanti. That's when I realized, wow, I'm going to move to Denver, because I just love the lifestyle. Well, that covers the food spot in Highlands. Let's talk about thing to do. Now, basically the thing I think you should do in the Highlands is basically walk it, drive it, see it. Go literally pick a neighborhood, especially around Avanti. If you go around Avanti and walk, that's where I'm near right now, you're gonna find all these cool communities like this. Like, go on a walk and just pick a coffee shop. You really can't go wrong. Pick anywhere in the Highlands. Pick the places I gave you though for, you know, really cool spots. And then just go on a walk and see what this community is like. There's not like a thing to do in terms of like the world's coolest escape room here, but just the thing to do is experience this community itself. That's what you want to do in the Highlands. It's such a fun, unique community that's so specific to Denver that you really want to experience it by going on a walk, driving around, and just seeing it. Well, that covers places to go. Let's talk about some real estate fast facts. Let's talk, number one, let's restate the obvious here, is that you're gonna have a really eclectic mix of styles of homes here. You're gonna have the scrapes where they buy an older home, scrape it, build something new on top of it. You're gonna have the old historic homes. You're gonna have the duplexes, the triplexes, the quadplexes, the apartments built out of old buildings like that one that I started out in front of. So it's a really fun mix of homes here. And thing to know number two is that rooftops are super popular on scrapes, whether that scrape be a single family home or they turn it into a duplex or triplex. You're gonna have rooftop places on pretty much most of the newer buildings. You can't see it on video, but there's quite a few there. Hi. So basically, whether it's restaurants or homes, there's a lot of rooftops in the Highlands. That's a fun little perk. Real estate fast fact number three is that you're not gonna really find a large lot in the Highlands because it's so tightly packed, it's so developed, and you're right next to the city. Once again, not really a surplus of land available, and the homes, as you can see, as cool and big as they are, they're pretty tightly packed, so you're not really gonna get a large lot. Real estate fast fact number four is that the homes are more expensive here. I don't love to give median prices because it becomes outdated in like a week, let alone in a couple years. However, homes here are around the $1 million price range, but if you want a current update on where home prices are at in the Highlands, drop a comment and let me know if you're looking for a single family home, a townhome, a condo, or just renting, and I'm happy to give you that information so you can have up-to-date information as well. Real estate fast fact number five, if you dig the Highlands but it's not quite in your budget, all good, totally cool, check out Sloan's Lake. I've got a tour on that, whether it's popping up or not. You can just search my channel for Sloan's Lake, and I have a Things to Know Places to Go version of that. And Platt Park. Both are not cheap by any means, but they are cheaper than the Highlands most of the time, depending on the home, the type of home, and all that good stuff. But overall, if you dig this community, Sloan's Lake is worth checking out, and Platt Park is worth checking out. Sloan's Lake is literally right next to the Highlands, and Platt Park is south of Denver, so further away, but it's like, I say Highlands is the big brother, and then Platt Park is the little brother. Very similar in terms of the architecture, a lot of older homes and scrapes like this, and then it's really, really walkable. All the cool, you know, businesses and local coffee shops, breweries, restaurants, they have tons of them, and they're all on one street, as opposed to the Highlands, which is a bit more spread out, but still very walkable. Platt Park, it's all on one street. So if you dig this, check Sloan's Lake out and Platt Park. Well, that concludes Things to Know Places to Go Highlands edition. And thank you so much for watching this video, guys. If you liked it, please consider subscribing, because I'm trying to spread the good word about how awesome Denver is now. It just means so stinking much to me to have a subscription from you. That'd be super cool. If you have any real estate questions, comments, concerns, you can reach me using my information below. I love making these videos. I love Denver Rides, Coloradans, new homes, and I love helping people with real estate. So feel free to reach out to me. I'd be super pumped to hear from you guys. I will see you on the next one, and just thank you again.